When I tell you I told you so, believe me. I wanted to wait and see. I was going to try to give it a couple days, maybe like give Trump a full on 2 weeks to see how he do, right? And you know what? He didn't disappoint. And listen, I'm not going to go into every little thing that Donald Trump has done within the like barely 2 weeks he's been in office. What I am going to do is I'm just going to tell you now that anybody who is still under this delusion that Donald Trump somehow A was different from the Democrats and B is somehow you are going to be absolved from any of the damage he's causing, you are being a fool. And one of the things that he did today, of the many that he has done within the last 10 days, was the freezing of the funding for the government. The unlawful freezing of funding. And the confusion shows you that this administration, what they're doing is they're structurally testing the American people's will to fight back. And that's dangerous. That should scare you. And I don't care if anybody sits there and says, "Oh, well, don't try to fearmonger us." You need to be aware, at least, when you're being tested, and you're being tested right now. He is throwing all of these. One day it's the funding for the American government, the funding for veterans, the funding for SNAP, the funding for kids' lunches and school lunches, the funding for Meals on Wheels, the funding for the people that need it, your grandparents, if your great grandparents are alive, the funding that actually that people's lives depend on, right? In this country, over 70 million people are on these programs, and he put a hold on it. And I need people to understand that this is why, when we're constantly talking about how corrupt, how inept, how evil the Trump and the GOP is, regardless of how you feel about the Democrats right now, the Democrats are not in power. What you're seeing here should, at the very least, give you cause to pause and start asking questions like, what else are they willing to do? He blocked Medicaid today, nationwide. States all over the country could not access the Medicaid portal. All right? I'm not trying to count people's money or down people for being in certain financial positions. I'm blessed enough. These programs don't affect me, but I'm telling you, it's not going to stop here. Yesterday, the NASDAQ lost $1.2 trillion, and nobody talked about it. They are structurally testing us to see exactly what we're going to fight back with and for. And then the fact that today, during the new press secretary, I think her name is Carolyn Levitt, she legitimately looked confused. She didn't know if certain programs were going to be affected. How do you not know? And those programs take care of over 70 million people in the country today. And I still saw, and let me tell you something. This is why I said I feel that Black Americans who have this attitude towards this administration, like, hey, they ain't doing nothing to me, I ain't got nothing to worry about it. let me make this very clear. You do have something to worry about, because once the man is not going to stop at illegal immigrants. He's not going to stop at the people you don't like, because who he represents, the champion he is for white supremacy. And you are not white, nor are you supreme in this country. Everyone else is on the chopping block. Okay? And I need people to understand that this is how dictators and authoritarians and monsters take power. It's when people get these attitudes where, like, hey, well, you know what, I can sit on my hands, it's not affecting me. The Germans did the exact same thing. They did the exact same thing. Oh, it's not going to get that bad. It's not going to get that bad, until it got really, really bad. And then you sit there and you talk about how, like, people are gaslighting you when he's doing everything he said he was going to do. Everything he said he was going to do. And then you still have people online I'm seeing today who are trying to pretend that what happened today didn't happen. And then when the administration admits that it happened, now they are all quiet. I literally was seeing Black Americans, I was seeing Latino Trump voters, all those Black Trump voters sit there and say, well, there's a lot of misinformation. The SNAP programs are not on pause. Please, people, educate yourself. And then when the administration comes out and says, oh, yep, as soon as the judge, because the states filed to sue the administration, and a judge ruled to block his freeze. Now all of a sudden, when the administration comes out and says, oh, my bad, yeah, we did do it, but it was a mistake, an error, none of those people who were making excuses for Trump can be found. This is what I'm talking about. And this is one of the reasons why when people ask me, man, why you talking to people like that? Because I have been asked, as of my recent videos and my recent positions, why are you getting so hard on people and belittling people? Because honestly, what I saw this election cycle was willful ignorance. That there are a lot of people who do not know what the heck is going on in our government. They don't know how it works. And yet you were the loudest ones telling everybody else that they were wrong, that you knew all. Let me tell you what they're doing, okay? As someone who has worked in corporate America in my past, if you remember in 2007, when the recession happened, major corporations, they were laying off people, cutting programs, cutting funding to certain projects. And what was their excuse? Their excuse was they needed to trim the fat, so that they could support the business, to keep the businesses afloat. And what was going on during the recession? The corporations' top lead guys were getting richer and richer and richer. Do you know why? Because they were cutting those programs, they were laying off those people, and they were streamlining the money directly into their pockets. This is exactly why you don't have billionaires, and you shouldn't have, in a cabinet worth almost $3 billion. That is Trump's cabinet, $3 billion. That's why you don't have this. But you have these people who sit here and they will tell you to your face that no, they're going to get in there and they're going to fix the problems. They're going to sit there and they're not, even though they're billionaires and they have no connection to your life, they have no risk of losing anything that you would lose by them gambling. You will sit here, get online, and act like, oh, well, no, those are the good billionaires who are going to look out for us. How do you like those apples now? Absolutely insane. You people are insane. Every last one of you MAGA folks are insane. Every last one of you black folks who's sitting around here talking about how, oh yeah, the Republicans ain't never done nothing bad around the black people. You're insane. You're absolutely insane. All you Latino people out there who voting for Latinos for Trump, you're insane. You're insane. You're uneducated, and you are embarrassing. You have people in Germany. See, the media isn't reporting on it. You have people in Germany burning Elon Musk factories down because they're trying to warn everyone who that man is and who he's working with in infiltrating America. I'm telling you, you people are insane if you think it's just gonna stop with mass immigration. It's just gonna stop. Oh yeah, today was a mistake. Ha ha. Yeah. Back to owning the libs. You are insane. You had white folks doing TikTok videos today crying because they didn't have access to their Snap. These are the very same white folks that I'm sure brought they behind to the voting block and said, hey, I'm voting for Trump. Because you know why? What's more important? The cats and dogs? What's more important is knowing what somebody is doing in their own bedroom or their own house? What's more important than your livelihood is racism? What's more important is being able to tell the brown people and the black people what to do and who they are. You people are insane.